Welcome to Waifu History, where pronouns don't mean dick. Winter today is an inconvenience. You scrape your windshield, you complain about the heat bill, you post a picture of snow and call it cozy. 200 years ago, winter was not a vibe. It was an operating system. And if you didn't adapt to it properly, you didn't complain. You froze. Let's start with something simple. Roads. There were no snowplows. There were no snowplows, no salt trucks, no heated pavement. So what did people do? They gave up on wheels. Instead, communities packed snow on purpose, using heavy rollers stacked by horses to flatten roads into hard, icy highways. Because once snow was packed tight, a sleigh could glide faster than any cart on dirt. In fact, in many places, winter travel was faster than summer travel. Frozen rivers became roads, lakes became intersections, entire trade routes appeared only when the world froze solid. Winter didn't stop movement, it changed the map. Now let's talk about warmth, or rather the absence of it. Most homes weren't warm, they had warm spots. A fireplace didn't heat a house, it heated the area closest to the fire. Everything else? Cold. People slept fully clothed. Entire families often slept in the same bed, parents and children together, not for affection, but because body heat mattered. Beds were expensive, heated space was limited, sharing warmth was practical. This wasn't considered strange, even prominent adults expected it. In 1776, while traveling, John Adams wrote this in his diary. At New Brunswick, but one bed could be procured for Dr. Franklin and me. 2 grown men, 1 bed, no scandal, no commentary, just logistics. Bed curtains help trap heat, turning the bed into a small pocket of warm air. For the wealthy, these might be heavy drapes on a 4-poster frame. For working families, it could be as simple as cloth or blankets hung around the bed. Some even slept in enclosed bed boxes. Wooden structures designed to trap warmth around the sleepers. And I kinda want one of those. That looks cozy. Hot bricks or stones were wrapped in fabric and placed near the feet. Often they were made of soapstone, and anyone who's ever touched it knows exactly why they call it that. Smoothie, smoothie, smooth, smooth. A cold house wasn't a failure. It was normal. Expecting an entire building to be warm all winter would have sounded luxurious, or completely unhinged. If you want to understand winter survival, don't look at houses, look at clothes. Wool was king, not because it was pretty, but because it still worked when wet.
Wet dress contest!
Layering wasn't fashion, it was engineering. Fur, felt, thick coats, scarves, mittens, people dressed bulky on purpose. Cold kills by stealing heat, every layer slowed the theft. And unlike today, you didn't take your coat off indoors. Your clothing was your climate control. Ever watch A Christmas Carol and wonder why Bob Cratchit is still wearing his winter coat at the dinner table? That's because that's all they had. The fire wasn't very good in the first place, especially for poor families. Winter food was not exciting. It was fuel. Salted meat, root vegetables, hard bread, fat. Lots of fat. Calories mattered more than flavor. Alcohol wasn't just recreation, it was portable energy and morale. You've probably heard of Johnny Appleseed, the guy who went around planting apple trees. When they tell that story to kids, it sounds like it's about pies or something. But back then, nope. Those apples were meant to be fermented into hard cider, and people drank it all day. Fresh food disappeared for months at a time. What you ate in February depended entirely on how well you prepared in October. Winter punished laziness retroactively, just like the story of the ant and the grasshopper. Here's the part people struggle to imagine. Winter wasn't just colder, it was slower. Short days, long nights, less travel, fewer tasks. People didn't just power through winter, they yielded to it. This was when tools were repaired, stories were told, songs were sung, skills were passed down. Winter wasn't a season you escaped, it was a season you inhabited. We like to think people in the past were tougher. They weren't superhuman, they were realistic. They didn't expect comfort on demand, they didn't assume the environment would adjust to them. They adjusted to it. And the moment central heating, modern roads, and global supply chains arrived, winter stopped being a world and became a nuisance. So, the next time you complain about the cold, remember, 200 years ago, winter wasn't something you waited out. It was something you prepared for, respected, and lived inside. And if you got it wrong, winter didn't forgive you. If you like my content, then subscribe. And if you like me, then like me. See you on the next one.